Hello there. Been thinking about Obi-Wan Kenobi lately. Anyway, how I got the inspiration in this video is I've a few days ago I was kayaking in La Jolla, very beautiful caves there. I don't want to spoil the adventure for you guys if you want to go, so I'm gonna go again this summer. I don't know. Okay. So and I've been thinking about boats lately. Boats as big as the Titanic. Intro, please. No, Johnny, just roll the intro. Yeah. So, first of all, the Titanic. You probably heard this name a billion times. Because who hasn't? It's the Titanic. The Titanic was a boat. There's gonna be music right now. And you didn't have to cut me like that stupid music kind of stuff that makes a person go stupid. Which isn't me. Okay. Gotta put it down a little bit. There you go. So, I just came back from school. Yeah, the Titanic was a boat. I swear there is something wrong with me. I keep on saying the same thing over and over again because I cannot improvise in my videos, because if I don't improvise, I don't look good. Alright. So, in the beginning, when Titanic was built, how it all started? There's a bunch of myths and legends saying the Titanic is like, oh, well, the Titanic was consumed by a kraken. No, it wasn't. Kraken is a mythical creature, or is it? So, and all of those reasons, but there's only one that's true. It was the iceberg. The intro for the iceberg, please. Yes, I created that one. The intro for the iceberg, please. That was a very nice intro. Thank you. Thank you, montagers. Thank you. Montage gods. So, we started talking about the Titanic. So let's finish talking about the Titanic, There's a lot of those reasons, but the only one is true, which is the iceberg. But first of all, let's get into a little bit of the backstory of the Titanic. Okay, wait, let me turn it on. Oh shoot, it was roll. I'm sorry, I just need to keep track of my, hair on the good days, because if it's like this when I'm filming, camera turn on. If it's like this when I'm filming, I don't look good. So, before the Titanic was sent into its first and last voyage, when it was building, there was a photo on the internet that was released of a man standing next to a, like, not next, but like in front, behind him is the Titanic, still yet building, almost done, and there's like people say there's like a black spot somewhere in the wall of the ship, but like somewhere more closer to the beginning of the ship. And the man, like, everybody was like stranged out. The man didn't know. I don't know, but the man did. People were like stranged out. People noticed it. I don't know if the man did, but people noticed it, or the photographer. But people noticed it, and a lot of people said that black thing, like the black circle, was caused because of a lot of fires during the build of the Titanic, like the main inside. But other people say it's not true, and especially the star line kind of stuff, and even the creator says it's not true, blah 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 blah. And yeah, maybe it's not true, but who knows, because we will never get the secret ever again, because the creators did. He died in the Titanic, by the way, when he was singing, but not singing, sinking. Okay, but we'll talk about that later. So, the Titanic is a is a boat. I don't want to give the joke over again. By the way, guys, do you like my shoes? And no, I do not have ADHD, okay? um, it's just a random thing to talk about, like Nike. So, yeah, because on filming day, I gotta dress nicely. So, I walk, and why do I walk? Matthew! Um, my name is Matthew, by the way, if you're first time on this channel. Yo. You have stumbled upon a channel called Empty Facts, but we'll call that at the end. So let's be back on track, okay? Back on track. Back on track. Geometry Dash, I'm not sponsored by them. Okay, back on track. The Titanic, when it went into the sea, a lot of people were like, yeah, okay. The route of the Titanic was Britain, New York, across the Atlantic, but it was like more upper Atlantic ocean, and it was spring, so April 14th, that's when it sank, in the middle of the night, but and it started, and closer to the middle, but still yet closer to the U.S., that's where it sank because it hit an iceberg. So the Titanic, it was its last voyage and its first. We dug a little bit into the history and found out that nice dog, big dog, good dog, but he is good. I bet he is good. So we dug into the history a little bit, and we found out that a lot of people, and probably already knows this, but a lot of people were warning the Titanic by the SOS message thing, because there were no phones, not even these phones like that you hold up right here. No. It was 1912. And they sent messages, but the captain said, that's fine. The Titanic is indestructible, which is not. Which it's not. Hey! Yeah, he knows me. Yeah, I hope. My neighbor. So, and the Titanic sank on the night of April 14th, 1912. Let's all have a moment of silence for the Titanic. Alright, we're done. We're not done with the video. Because there's still more explaining to do. Oh gosh, I have 5 minutes. And how much battery? I have not a lot of battery. They gotta get this on through. Okay. I don't have a lot of battery. I gotta get this on through. Perfect, let's get it on. Do you know a pun joke about both? So, clearly the Titanic had no chance of surviving. But could have it survived? Even by the owner's name for the Titanic, it was an indestructible boat. Like, nothing could stop it. There were, at the bottom of the ship, and the cellar kind of part, there were a bunch of bunkers, like mini bunkers. And those were not that many, but kind of many. Those were spread out across the bottom of the ship. So the thing is that if it hits an iceberg, the bunkers were not like one full bunker, because it was like they were smart, and there was only one, they were separated. It was, I believe, 16 bunkers. You can check that on Google. Google by Sergey Brin from the Soviet Union. Yeah, he's Slavic. And it doesn't mean anything. So the Titanic was a big boat. Even in the movie, the actor who acts the owner, the creator of the Titanic, says when it already hits the iceberg, the Titanic will not. There are bunkers, 16 bunkers, like below, kind of cellar bunkers. Um, it will not sink if it hits only 4, but if it hits 5 or more, then it will sink when the water flows into 5 or more. Unfortunately for the Titanic, the water flooded into 5, so it had no chance of surviving. But the good thing is that it flooded into 5, not all 16. So 11 were left. That's why it took so long for the Titanic, about 2 hours, to fully sink under the bottom, even 1 inch under the bottom of the cold, frozen Atlantic Ocean. And believe me, it was frozen. Um, so the Titanic, the movie, is supposed to be a drama movie, like, no, Jack, no. Um, but it's action. Ooh, with the ship's like crashing down. Ooh, people are flying down and hitting breaking their legs on the uh, venti thing. Ooh, nice. Thanks. No, I want it to be action, but it's drama. It did make me cry. uh, I'm so goofy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not. Listen, I'm not goofy. I know what I'm doing. So there's a man that wanted to go to New York. He was a writer, and he always wanted to go to New York. He boarded the Titanic for some unknown reason because nobody knew what was coming. By the way, the owner and the captain of the ship died on the ship, unless the captain escaped from the ship before all the other people could escape, and the music performance was the ones who saved the people, and no people died, which is good. We're gonna talk about that later. But the Titanic, when it flooded down, the man was on the Titanic when it was lying down, sinking, of course. How long? um, he took a passport and his wallet with him, 2 important documents that he cannot live without. And he put on a life vest. He was a grown man in his 40s, so he could not board a lifeboat. And he jumped on the ship about an hour before it fully sank. The man that asked a bunch of lifeboats, people on them to save him, but all of them rejected it. He asked one final lifeboat, 20th lifeboat, because there was 20. The code was 16, but Titanic had 20 just to be safe. Amazon Prime delivering something. I'm not sponsored by them either. Because that's exactly how YouTubers make money. I just uncovered the full secret of YouTube. Okay, so that's not the secret. Believe me, it's no. Forget what I said. um, so, and the lifeboat all the people on the lifeboat rejected, but one woman on the lifeboat said yes, and apparently it was his mother. Then he woke up in the hospital in New York, and everything was fine. He spent the rest of his life in New York. Thank you, The Bright Side, the channel. By the way, I'm not sponsored by them either. I don't have sponsors. YouTube's telling me to reach 10 billion, not 10 billion, uh, 10 billion viewers. Billion, a million, 10 million. We'll get into that later. Probably never, but in the end, the Titanic is a good movie. And the Titanic story is a good story to tell. It is sad. It is sad how many people paid their life. Some people paid their life working on 9 to 5, 10 to 5, 15 to 5 on jobs, and they just could, like, 24 to 7, and they died on the Titanic. Sad. mm, but in the end, in the end, we all probably understand the history of Titanic, and it's in the past now, so we can't change whatever is in front of us. The moral of the story, the moral of this video, we cannot change what has already happened. Unfortunately, I wish. So, but one man, a millionaire with a son, older than me, of course, but he boarded a submarine to see the Titanic. Apparently, it was his final trip he would ever go to. But we'll get into that story later. You probably know who I'm talking about, or ask your parents. They will know, and I know it. They will know I'm talking about. All right, so this has been a great video. Thank you so much for meeting up with me, and I guess bye bye everybody. You have been on the channel Empty Facts. You have stumbled on the channel on Empty Facts. Bye bye everybody. See you later. Can you play the outro? Not the intro. No, Johnny. Not the intro. The outro. Thank you. Very important.